Welcome back, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. It's Mr. Smith. And I was away for a while. I was in another city in the southwest of the United States, just doing some stuff, celebrating, relaxing. And I had a really good day today. I'm back in LA, right? And I had a really good day today because I had a beef with a friend of mine. I was offended by his behavior, and I called him as what you're really supposed to do. I called him directly and I explained to him what the offense was, and it turns out it was a misunderstanding, and we got it cleared up. And it feels so good when you take care of those things. It's so important to take care of those things, right? If you have an issue with somebody, especially somebody that you care about, that and you know they care about you, um, and they've offended you, you need to take care of it as soon as possible. For those of you guys that are in the scriptures, it says, don't let, the scriptures say, don't let the sun go down on your wrath. In other words, you know, it's unhealthy to hold in that wrath and that anger. But I got it cleared up, today. So, and it's so funny. You know how it is. You hold on to that grudge, and I held on to it for about a week, which I shouldn't have done. I shouldn't have let it go that long. But so, I finally manned up and called him, and it turns out it was a misunderstanding, and we're all good. So it's amazing how much better I feel. Oh, so you got to get those cleared up. Anyway, but that's not the topic of this discussion. This is going to be a relatively short one. If you see on the screen there, while I was in this other southwestern city, I came across this artwork, if you want to call it that, Native Pride for Life. And it stirred my spirit up to talk about this, right? So we're going to talk about this a little bit. Now, I'm not the oldest person out there, but I've been around. And if you have to tag Native Pride onto a wall, are you really proud of your heritage? Are you really? Now, I personally don't think so. I think it's masking insecurity. Do you really have to do this? It's like, same thing. Do you have to march in a parade to affirm your lifestyle or your culture? Are you really comfortable with who you are? If you're doing stuff like that, if you're tagging, cultural pride, or you're marching in a parade for pride, in my experience, I don't think so. I think, Native Americans, and I'm assuming that this tag is about Native American pride, but it could be something else. I don't think most Native Americans would approve of this. You know, I mean, it just, and people don't, people might not realize how much other people look down on this type of behavior and see it as classless and base. So I just thought my spirit was sparked when I saw this. You know, I don't know if I have Native American blood in me, but my father, who never really knew his background, was very into Native American culture and customs, and he would teach me some things. So, but regardless, I mean, this is just an example. I'm not absolutely not bashing Native Americans, but I am bashing this behavior, right? This pride stuff. I don't think you really have pride. or feel good about yourself if you're doing this. That's the first thing I wanted to talk about when I see this. The other thing I wanted to talk about is related to this, is, as you guys might have known by now, I've lived in LA all my life. And I've known a lot of people who work in the entertainment industry. I do not work in the entertainment industry myself, but just, having friends, in my softball leagues back in the day, and my beer league, hockey leagues, and doing all types of stuff, working, you make a lot of friends and acquaintances that are in the entertainment industry. I know a lot of Teamsters, and guys behind the scenes. I don't really know any actors or things like that. I've met a few over the years, but guys that are Teamsters, truckers for the entertainment business, prop makers, carpenters that make props, build sets. Anyway, a hockey buddy of mine, his wife is an artist, right? A visual artist. She paints. And sometimes she does art for movies and TV. And she showed me, this was a couple years back, she showed me a picture of her artwork that was going to be used in a movie. And it was graffiti. It was tagging. So this woman was so good, she created this graffiti for the movies, and it looked like it was from some quote gang or something, man. I mean, like you would see, in neighborhoods and stuff, in certain neighborhoods. I mean, I was blown away. Now, so that begs the question. The powers that be, do they send people out to graffiti the walls on the sides of the freeways? Do they graffiti only? Do they send people into these less financially advantaged neighborhoods, right? And graffiti. In other words, are there people that are sent in to do this to make these neighborhoods look bad? I wonder. And I just wanted to pose that question. Do you think there are people in high places, powers that be, that would do something like this just to make these neighborhoods look bad, right? To increase the media image that South Central LA is a bad place, right? And it's not nearly as bad as people think, right? That was a big deal in the 1980s, 1990s to make South Central this, or South Central this, horrible place that nobody, but, if you actually drive through there's a lot of nice neighborhoods and stuff. But we know that the CIA was caught red-handed pushing, pumping drugs into South Central. So you put, it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility that there are people that are sent in. They call them like agent provocateurs, COINTELPRO, if you've heard about that, that would go in there and tag these neighborhoods and paint on the walls, right? To give these neighborhoods this air of scariness or whatever. I don't know how else to explain it. So this is a short video. I just wanted to pose that question. Pose two questions. Do people that tag like this, do they really have pride? Do they really feel good about themselves? I mean, you shouldn't really need to do that if you feel good about yourselves, right? And number two, is it possible, probable, or does anybody ever know of anybody that's actually been paid, maybe, to tag up a neighborhood for whatever reason? Anyway, once again, I'm your humble servant, Mr. Smith, and remember, the truth hurts. Might be uncomfortable, but it will set you free. And we'll see you next time.